Hello and welcome all my sleepy friends. My name is Nicole and today I'll be working with Jamie and we're going to tell you the importance of sleep health and why it's important for all of us to get our sleep every night. Who's excited? So, after we learn all of your names, we are now going to go and learn why it is to sleep healthy. So the title of our book today is Good Night, Sleep Tight, and it has all kinds of cool tips for us to learn to make you guys much more healthy and to help you sleep better at night, and just different tips that we nurses can help pass on to you, mom and dad, and any siblings to help to make sure you stay healthy. So first let's start with, why do we need sleep? I mean, I'm having all this fun. I don't want to stop. So can anybody in here tell me, why do we need to have sleep? Those are great answers. Anybody else have anything? That is a bright idea, but I have some important tips that I would like you to learn too. So sleep helps us in all different kind of ways. It's not just some cruel trick that mommy and daddy want you to do because you want to stay up and watch your favorite TV show. It's because we want you to be healthy. So the first thing it helps us do is it helps us fight off icky germs. I mean, really, does anybody in here like germs? I know I don't like germs, so I know you don't like germs. So sleeping helps us maintain that we fight off germs healthy. The next thing, it gives us energy. So, have you ever felt really tired and you just wanted to play a little bit more, but you were tired and you couldn't go anymore and you just had to sit down? That's telling you, your body is trying to tell you that you need to rest and that you have to get some sleep, because without sleep you just don't have any more energy, and we want energy to do well in preschool. The next is, while our bodies are sleeping, we're getting rid of things that can be harmful to us. Things like sugar. Too much sugar in your body can cause other illnesses, parents, like diabetes, and we don't want those things to happen, so we have to get rid of them. And the only way to do that is sleep. Correct! You guys are doing so well. So let's go on to some tips, because there's 8 different tips that are going to help you maintain good sleep. So today, me and Jamie are going to teach your parents some helpful tips you can do at home to sleep much better. And reach. Recommendation is 11 to 12 hours each day. Now parents, this does include a 2-hour nap during the day, but we like to at least see 10 hours at nighttime, not the recommendation of 8 that we see for adults. Little bodies have to sleep a lot more to get all that energy back in them. So tip number 1, we want to establish a bedtime as well as a morning time. You want to have both of them consistently, because if you have one but not the other, they're just not going to meet in the middle. So if we want to go to bed at what time? So let's say we're going to start going to bed at 8. Who feels good about 8? I like to go to bed at 8. So let's say 8 o'clock, we're going to go to bed. We have a timer. That's one great tip, parents, that we want to teach you, is that if you have a timer, set the timer every night for 8. That little ding kind of lets the kid know that, hey, guess what? It's time for my bedtime. Then after that, we want to make sure that we're waking up at a consistent time. So 10 hours of sleep. So let's count them, kids. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 6 o'clock in the morning. Now I know, parents, sometimes that can seem really early on Saturdays and Sundays, but you should at least be getting up at 7 every day if you want to consistently have something on the weekdays that you need to also have on the weekend. So please make sure that you're using consistent time at all times, from the time you go to bed to the time you wake up. So number 2, let's avoid caffeine and sugar. in the evening. So it's a good idea, just healthily, to not eat after 7 o'clock, especially giving your body that hour to rest while you're awake. It's also good not to have caffeine or sugar at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. This sugar and caffeine can make us so much energy and make us so strong. But we want to make sure we don't have that in our bodies when we're ready to go to sleep, because too much energy can make us to where we don't want to go to sleep. So they overstimulate our minds. Who's had an overstimulated mind today? I know I have. So we want to make sure that right before bedtime that we just cut out all the sugar and all the caffeine and make sure that we're getting water and nothing an hour before bedtime to make sure that we keep dry and other items. So, any questions so far? None. Well, I have a good group of learners. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, avoid stimulating activities such as roughhousing before bedtime. A good idea is to try to have 30 minutes of quiet time before bedtime. This can be reading activities, or we can listen to soft music, or we can color. TV seems to be very stimulating at this age, so we want to make sure that we're not watching TV 30 minutes before we go to bed. And it's okay to have a little bit of quiet time for yourself to kind of get your mind to wind down. Parents, this also means to use books. I will show you an example. So we have a great stimulating book that me and my daughter love to read. But this kind of book can be very overstimulating. So this kind of book before bedtime can be a little bit too much. But this is a great book to get her learning a little bit more. So we want to make sure that we're using books that are a little bit calmer. My favorite, wherever you may go. And have the kid just kind of point at the pictures and let them know what they see. And this kind of calming voice and a soothing bath, especially with lavender, can help them just ease into the moment and have that 30 minutes of where they need to be each night. Other activities, like I said, coloring. Coloring can be very relaxing. Soft music, you need to be a little bit careful on the taste of music. I know I like big songs like If You're Happy and You Know It, and Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. Those are some of my favorite. But you want to stay to some kind of lullabies and soft music before we go to bed at nighttime. Anybody have some favorite songs out there that they'd like to hear before they go to bed? Those are great answers. So the next one we're going to do is, again, number 4 is a bigger one that we kind of lead it into already, but no television watching in bed. So this is a bigger one. I know that the times are changing and people are allowing TVs. As you can see in our room, no TVs are allowed in the bedrooms. And this is because this is a quiet place. This is a place that we want to foster imagination and have an exciting time in here. But there's no room for a TV in here. So make sure that you're not using the bed as somewhere where you're also watching a stimulating TV. Your age, you want to make sure that you're not confusing the bed with the television. So please make sure that you're not watching any TV while you're in bed. So who's got TVs in their room? That's good. Nobody. Very good. So you guys already know to not do whatever. Does anybody remember any of the 4 tips that we've talked about already? Great. You remember them all? Let's hear them. You guys are doing such a great job, and I know that you're ready for Jamie, because she's going to do 5 through 8 and conclude our tip with some helpful tips for you parents. Thank you so much for letting me come and talk to you guys, and I hope you have wonderful and sleep dreams. Good night.